Hornberger, president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, and I'm back to talk to you again about our end-of-year fundraising drive. If you haven't yet made a tax-deductible donation for 2008 to the Future of Freedom Foundation, we sincerely hope that you'll consider doing so before the first of the year. We're oftentimes asked, well, Jacob, how do you measure your success at the Future of Freedom Foundation? Well, if our job was to reform government programs, especially the socialist ones and the interventionist ones, it'd be a fairly simple thing to say, hey, well, look at how many government programs we've reformed. But we're involved in something much bigger than that. We're trying to bring about a paradigm shift in society. And when you're trying to do that, it's much more difficult to measure the work that you're doing. We're not interested in reforming government programs. We're interested in restoring a way of life in which people are free to keep everything they earn, where there's sound money, where there's a constitutional republic, no empire, no foreign interventionism, where civil liberties are protected, economic liberty is protected. And in order to bring about that type of change in society, you're talking about opening people's minds up to exploring the libertarian philosophy. And that's extremely difficult to measure because it's taking place in a part of society that may not be reflected in the political sphere. Let me give you an example of this phenomenon. Many years ago, I was working at the Foundation for Economic Education as program director, and we had established a series called supper seminars where we had 2 speeches and then supper for people, and we were going on the road and having these things. And usually we draw about 100 to 125 people. But one time we held one in Kansas City, Missouri, where we drew only like 18 or 19 people. And I was really disappointed with this. I thought, oh gosh, we've put so much money into this and we only drew a small number of people. Was it really worth it? And so forth. Well, about 15 years later, I happened to be in Congressman Ron Paul's office in Washington, and a guy came up to me and he said, Jacob, I'd like to introduce myself, and I'd like to introduce this friend of mine, that I'm one of Ron's senior staffers here, and my friend here runs a foundation designed to bring libertarian ideas to the members of Congress. And the way we both got into this is that both of us were at a seminar in Kansas City that you put on some 15 years ago. So you see, you just never know. You never know how ideas can influence people. Well, obviously then what matters is the message, the message of liberty. And so we often tell people, if you like our message, if you like what we're saying, the overall thrust of what we're saying, then support our work. Help us to get that message out, because we see our job is not so much in educating people as an educational foundation, but rather in assisting people to educate themselves about the value of liberty. Now, you might say, well, Jacob, I don't agree with everything you guys say. Can I still support you with a donation? And the answer to that is unequivocally yes, absolutely. You can still send us a donation even if you don't agree with every specific position we take, because what matters is that all of us that are involved in the libertarian movement are involved in a grand and glorious cause, and that's the restoration of a free society. We may not agree with all the specific positions and issues, but we do agree on the general overall thrust of restoring a free society to our land. So I hope you'll consider making an end-of-year donation. The deadline for 2008, of course, is Wednesday. If you'd like to become one of our first donors for 2009, please feel free to do that. But thank you very much for the support you've given us over the years. Thank you very much for your dedication to freedom. We hope you had a great Christmas, and we wish you all a very happy New Year. Thank you so much.